first year, why do I feel like it sounds weird, but it probably sounds fine.
It sounds fine.
Hey everyone, my name's Mel and I'm a third-year physics major at the University of Guelph. Now that I'm an upper year student, there's a lot that I wish I knew when I was in first year. So today, we're going to be talking to professors to see what they wish they knew when they were in first year.
What do I wish I knew in first year that I now know? That there are energy methods to solving every problem, that you can make them, you can finish any question in about a quarter of the time just using energy methods. You can eventually get concepts, but you might not get them right away. There's topics in first year and second year that I didn't really understand until grad school. I mean, I managed to get through and I passed and I got the marks, but I didn't understand them. And you have a toolbox to work with, and sometimes it takes years for you to make that toolbox big enough to understand what tools to use, but they'll eventually come. So try to absorb all that information, absorb it all you can, and don't get down on yourself for not understanding it right away or that it doesn't click right away, because it will eventually.
Knowing more about the program and what electives I could have taken when. I mean, I remember once I tried to take an engineering course as an elective, and there was a bit of a conflict, so I didn't end up doing it, but I regret that because I sort of really focused on math and physics, and in retrospect, seeing some other things and broadening my experience would have been good. Like I would have loved to have taken, say, organic chemistry or again, that engineering course, just to broaden things out. Yeah, it's knowing what the full 4 years looks like in advance sort of gives you a perspective on, well, if I'm going to try something, it makes sense to do it now or save it for later.
You come into university and you think that things are so rigid, right? You have this undergraduate calendar that lays out, oh, in term 1 thou shalt take this course and that course and that course, and in term 2 one of these two, and you have these prerequisites and so on. When really things are a bit more flexible. But in my second and third years, I dropped down and I took 4 courses instead of 5 because I recognized that I needed to focus a little bit more on the courses that I was in, and I wanted to really absorb and gain understanding in those courses. Make sure that your degree is made into something that's right for you is an important thing. And luckily at Guelph, because of the diversified science courses and so on that you take in first year, it's generally a little more flexible in that respect.
I think the big thing that I would say most students struggle with in terms of their preparation for courses, things like that, is learning how to study properly. And that's certainly something I see even more today than perhaps in the past. So learning how to study for exams, I hear a lot of students who say, I don't test well. And usually that's not actually true. There are a small number of students who don't test well. Most people who struggle on tests is because they weren't really learning properly through the course. So making sure you practice the problems quite a bit. One big thing, especially for writing exams, is learning how to speed up the process. You want to learn how to write your exam quicker and quicker.
I would have perhaps worked a little harder as an undergraduate. I was a bit lazy at times, but it's also worked out. But also I should have had a little bit more fun too. I think I was really boring as an undergraduate, so these 4 years of your life are so important, and I think that you should make sure that you maximize this opportunity. There's not another opportunity like this in your life to get your parents or OSAP or somebody to pay for 4 years of your life while you have fun. So have lots of fun, work hard, and just enjoy it.
So I kind of wish that I had known that, but you learn these things as you go.